The Momentum Medical Scheme Tankwa Trek, presented by Biogen, is a 4-day UCI stage race. The 2023 race, which took place from the 9th to the 12th of February, was the event's 10th anniversary.
It's 10 years of Tankwa Trek. Firstly, that says a lot. I mean, congratulations to Dryland, and everybody in the country know what the Tankwa Trek is about. If you think about it, last year, the two world champs were both at Tankwa Trek. Nino became world champ again, and Pauline Fraat-Prevost. Again, that says something about the Tankwa. Both Momentum Health and Biogen just renewed for a third term, which I think is spectacular. And last night I got into a conversation with the route planner and the route builder, and the amount of passion that goes into getting the best possible routes for the mountain bikers are just off the chart. And I think that's why people come out. You'll see if you look at the village, there's more tents than ever before. Post-COVID, everybody wants to ride. And I must also just say, I mean, you've got to call something what it is. The people that come to Tankwa are not necessarily the people that bought their bikes yesterday. These are guys that love the sport. They love, when the bikes were designed, they were designed for a specific purpose of technical riding. That's what you get at Tankwa. So the guys know exactly what they're in for. For the next 4 days, we're going to have 35 degrees every day. But it's a spectacular event. It's a wonderful team of people at Dryland. For us as a sponsor, it just makes perfect sense.
The opening stage, which unfolded in the sweltering heat of Thursday afternoon, was a short one. Though just 29.4 kilometres in length, it would serve to establish the general classification pecking order for the weekend to come. Both the men's and women's elites fields were stacked with international talent, including Tiger Eurosteel's Namibian Alex Miller.
It's going to be an interesting one, I think. Obviously, the first race earlier on Atakwas, I was able to show my form, which I'm quite happy with. Now with Philip, I think it'll be a good one. There are a few strong names out there, so I think it'll be very important to take it easy, not to take any chances. The trails and that sound very technical, so I think it's going to be very important to look after your tyres, look after your bike, and just, be careful.
Miller was not the only one preaching caution. The Dutch KMC mountain bike team had only been in the country 4 days and was still acclimatising to the summer temperatures.
Yeah, we have to see what I expect, because we come from the winter in Europe. So we are here for Monday, so we'll see how it's going with the heat. We did some training for that, but it's first race of the season for us, for me and for Teus, and we have to see how we do compete with the other guys.
Sminga was not the only rider from the Netherlands taking part. In the women's field, the Ghost Factory racing team were represented by 2 squads. Their assault on the race was spearheaded by Anne Terpstra.
Mixed memories. Like, that was the first year race together, and we were 2 days in the leaders jersey. Had a really good time. The last time I was here, actually, she got ill at day 1, and I had to continue the race on my own. So it's good and bad memories, but I hope to continue the good ones now. Well, I know the trails are very good, so I'm expecting a lot of fun. But I'm here with like a new teammate. I brought some more teammates, so we are not the only team from Ghost, which is actually quite cool, but the first time for us, we're there with 2 teams. So there's a lot of things uncertain, and we will just try to find our way and see how we can work well together and hopefully have a very good time.
Having a good time would obviously mean winning stages, which would require digging deep and overcoming obstacles. This is exactly what Tiger Eurosteel achieved on the opening stage, sprinting to victory after a drop chain nearly put them out of the day's contest.
The start was quite hard. Matt went to the front, and I think he caught everyone by surprise. It was really a tough start in this heat, and after that we were 3 teams that got away, and it sort of felt like it slowed down a little bit, but yet towards the end everything broke loose, and it was quite shattered, and we tried to get to the front with about 3 Ks to go, and then unfortunately Alex chain dropped off, and then he lost a bit of time, and Buka and Specialized got ahead, and Alex basically had a 3-kilometer sprint, and luckily towards the end it came back together. I sort of wanted to tell him, listen, let's wait and leave it. It's not worth it for second or third. And then we saw, the win is a possibility. And Alex really dug deep, and we managed to get by just for the win.
The stage victory handed Piger Eurosteel's Philip Bass and Alex Miller the first ascent yellow jerseys of the race. Now they had a target on their backs for squads like Valley Electrical, Titan Racing, Team Bulls and Toyota Specialized to chase. With the men's winners decided for the day and the more social riders taking their time to cool off, the women's racing was red hot. Nicole Kohler put the hammer down mid-stage and dropped the KMC and Efficient Insure Infinity teams. Only Kohler's flat white teammates could hang tough with the Ghost Factory Racing Cappuccino combination.
We kind of set a good pace as a team and wanted to just ride safe through today's stage, especially because they told us that it's gonna be rough out there. In the end we dropped them all and just came in with first and second.
Like, you always have to think, it's not just like a slog. It's very engaging, you're always kind of trying to focus on the technical aspects and that kind of thing. So I think it's a lot more interesting than just like grinding on boring terrain. Tomorrow will suit us quite well. I think the more longer steady kind of things will suit us very well. And we know these trails, both Sam and I have raced here a lot and we know what's coming. So I think we're looking forward to it.
Stage 1 was, as Wakefield alluded, just an opener. A leg warmer to get riders ready for the challenges that awaited over the coming 3 days. The Witzenberg Valley lay ahead and would require every ounce of fitness and skill each rider possessed. Knowing that Stage 2 provided a stern test, every team prepared meticulously on Friday morning. Race food, hydration and sun cream were top priorities, as was getting into the right headspace.
Rocky stuff, sand stuff, hilly stuff, everything mountain biking stuff. It's like, I think today is, let's say, klein tuintjie, small tea, so it's eating, and you only realize you've been eaten later.
Yeah, two things I think that brought me here. I've actually worked here a while back, and I've always thought it was such a well put on event just from when I was working here. So I had to come and ride it one day. And then, it's true mountain biking, which is something that all South Africans look for. So I mean, it's one of those events that it really is true mountain biking. I was one of the massage therapists. So back when I was a little IT. I mean, the massage table's not that easy because you get guys coming off here after a few stages and they're pretty broken, and it's quite hard work to get them back to normal. But glad to be on the other side of the table now and getting a bit pampered after the stage as well.
Every competitor would need that pampering from a massage therapist after Stage 2. It started benignly enough though, crossing the Kouebokkeveld plateau en route to the technical single tracks and arduous climbs of the Witzenberg Valley.
The start was not too fast actually. It was, with the yellow jersey on, obviously we could defend our spot quite well into the single track and that. So we just, coming down the first downhill into the Witzenberg Valley. We were first, and then onto the trails there. I was in front and I just rode my pace. I felt good. It seemed to be working well. I was very happy with how the bike felt, how it kept its momentum on the rough stuff. So big shout out to all the guys building the trails. I grew up on the farm. We have also built some trails. I know how much hard work goes into it. So really kudos to them.
The Hanekom brothers trail building is the stuff of mountain biking folklore. Farmers and riders themselves, they forgo sculpted single tracks and prefer raw, rugged trails through their valley's geological features.
It was rough, rugged, sandy and hot, but so fun. I mean, those trails are just absolutely amazing. We just love it, love this terrain. It's just, really enjoyed today. It's so great. Sam and I, we raced, like I said, 4 years ago only, last, and we still just have our same understanding. We just don't really need to talk. We just understand each other so well. So it's really so like racing with her again. And also, I guess racing with as a team again, Infinity Insure is really nice.
We had a bit of admin. Amy got a bit intimate with the ground at one point, and I had to stop and bomb my tyre. We lost the group, but managed to claw our way back to third. So, happy with the day. You have to be focused all the time because it is so technical and it's so easy to just lose your front wheel. But also, the girls are so fast that if you lose the wheel, it's really difficult to get back on. And you kind of don't want to burn too many matches because tomorrow is another big day. So yeah, you kind of just need to consolidate and do what you can to get to the finish as quick as you can.
Getting to the finish as quickly as you could also required looking after your bike in the rocky terrain and managing your poor temperature in the rising heat as the stage wore on.
Yeah, today was it was a mixed day. The pace was quite on and off at the start, and eventually after the first climb it came down to a group of I think 3 or 4 teams, and then Buko punctured, and yeah, then we were pretty comfortable sitting in the front group, and as soon as we hit that big main climb of the day, I just kind of overheated a bit, and yeah, then it was just kind of damage limitation. Arno looked after me really well, and thought maybe we could possibly ride it back on the descent, but yeah, just kind of hung on to Arno's back wheel the whole day, and still happy to finish in third. And yeah, we kind of getting used to new bikes, and yeah, it's good, not too bad for the first long stage.
Challenging as the day was, there was beauty all around too, for those with the wherewithal to look up and take it in, that is. Stage 2's main climb took riders onto the ridge line which splits the Wittenberg Valley from the Tilbach Valley to the west. It also wound its way through pristine Fynbos and through some of the world's best apple orchards. Dryland's water points aided along the way, making the trails more readily conquerable. Toyota Specialized were best able to master the stage. Having distanced insect science on the climb, they dropped Tiger Eurosteel with 10 kilometers to go. This allowed Matt Beers and Tristan Norkier to seize the yellow jerseys from Philip Bass and Alex Miller, who finished second on the day. Ghost Factory Racing had another stellar stage, taking first and second in the women's race.
No, it's super different, I think, because we're all so used to racing against each other. To change your mindset to racing and helping each other out is quite different, but it's been really good with Caroline so far. I feel like we make a good pair. Yeah, suffered today. Caro was super strong, and I was fighting hard pretty much from probably halfway, but we were a good team and she looked after me really well, so we made some good time on third place at the finish. Yeah, for sure. This is such a special event. We don't get to do this at any point in the year, so I think it really helps with the team bonding as well. It's super fun.
Just amazing to be back here as Biogen coming on board again for the renewal. Fantastic that Momentum and Biogen have renewed together. Yeah, look, I mean, Tankwa is always unexpected with the weather. It's always hot, cold, so we've really allocated a lot of the electrolytes side of the Biogen range, and then other than that, yeah, the 4 days of riding for the riders is going to be incredible for all of them. Our VIPs, we always like making a noise as Biogen being here, but it's also a lot about the other general layman riders and the first-time riders coming to join Tankwa that we know will be back next year again. So we'd like to start off and introduce them to Tankwa, and then next year they know exactly what to look forward to again.
The feature that brings most first-time riders to the Momentum Medical Scheme Tankwa Trek presented by Biogen is the Merino Monster. It dominates Stage 3. Though there are, of course, more hand-built single tracks to look forward to too.
Yeah, these trails are all built by hand. There is not any in Joburg we've got people who can go in with machinery and all that. These people go in with a hand and go do old school trail building, and that's what makes it so special. Yeah, so yeah, amazing. I'll definitely back. Can't wait for next year again already.
Going into Stage 3, Toyota Specialized held the lead by 1 minute and 36 seconds in the elite men's race. Tiger Eurosteel were Matt Beers and Tristan Norkier's closest rivals, while in Buka Type Dev's Marco Hubert and Peter de Toy were third at 4:43 off the lead. This meant the men in blue and white would have to go all in.
We had a little bit of a mechanical in the beginning, just before the Kouebokkeveld pass, and yeah, we managed to get it fixed, and then had to chase back, and that was pretty hard. And then when we got back, we saw that Marco and Peter were still away, but we didn't really know how much. And then at the first water point, we changed the wheel out, and yeah, then carried on chasing, and then yeah, Marco and them had like a pretty solid gap of like, I think it went out, the highest was like 3.5 minutes.
Matt Beer's interest in Nokia were joined in their pursuit by the Page Eurosteel and Insect Science teams. While in the women's race, the Ghost Factory Racing Cappuccino team had a difficult but less stressful day.
It was hard, it was tough. We both are good in different sections, so we both struggle a bit on different parts. But for me today, the part between like water point 2 and 3, it somehow took forever, and it was going uphill, but not really steep. And there I thought, oh my God, the real climb still has to start. But luckily it went better afterwards. And actually in the end, the last hour we had great fun, so it was a good day.
Fun and the Merino Monster do not usually feature in the same sentence. Though if the teams raced the first half of the stage smartly, the opportunity to gain significant time on one's rivals existed. As Peter de Tooy explained, that was not an option for he and Marco Hubert.
It was a proper brave move. Yeah, it hurt me a bit at the end, but yeah, I think we played our cards wisely. We gave it our all. I definitely gave it everything. The plan almost worked. If my legs just wanted to stay with me, we would have had a great day. Yeah, I wasn't surprised they didn't catch us. It's like quite fast going, so I'm sure like you can only go that fast almost. So thanks Marco for the little pushes up the climb, or a lot of pushes. But yeah, yes, a tough day. Sometimes, yeah, the plan doesn't go as well. But yeah, crocodile bit me at the end, eh?
Creative metaphors are perhaps the best way to describe the sensations of climbing the Merino Monster. After the fun in the Ceres Valley, the ascent begins with the old Toronsberg wagon trail, before the water point at the foot of the Monster provides a last chance to prepare for the beast ahead.
Merino's it's a big old climb, and then that's where we knew, like on the first climb to get to Merino, we already got a minute out of them, and we were going like good tempo, so we knew, okay, well, if we go the same pace up Merino, we should be able to get them, and that was the plan. And yeah, in those situations, you just got to not panic and just trust your legs, I guess, and your fitness, and yeah, glad it worked out.
It worked out superbly for Toyota Specialized. With Page Eurosteel having suffered a major mechanical, they could afford to ride conservatively, allowing Ibuka Type Div and Insect Science to catch them. And for Marco Hubert and Peter de Tooy to win the Queen's Stage in a sprint against Keegan Bontekoning and Arno de Tooy. Ghost Factory Racing, meanwhile, were hunting another victory.
Oh, it was a long, hard day out there. It was my first time on the Merino Monster, but I heard a lot about this climb and it was as hard as expected. Yeah, we tried to follow our cappuccino teammates and it went good for the first 1.5 hours, but they were super strong and we have to give a gap, and then we just did our own pace, helped each other as good as possible, and yeah, made it safe to the finish line.
Yeah, it's a tough climb. Everybody will tell you it's probably the toughest mountain bike climb in South Africa. Then the descent on the other side, some guys complain about the descent. They say it's tougher than the climb. Yeah, and then from there on all the way straight, 15 k's to Kouebokkeveld. You don't want to mess people around after a day like that. So you just take them home and let everybody come in and rest. So yeah, by day 3, mother stage, the queen stage, we can add few features, but you don't want to add few features that makes it harder. So it's tough enough on its own.
It certainly was tough enough on its own. And the Queen's Stage all but defined the general classification battles ahead of the final stage. For those not racing for titles, the last afternoon in the Calais race village was all about relaxing hard, recharging the body batteries for Sunday's final stage through the single tracks of the Kouebokkeveld.
So Tankwa's been a matter of extremes for me. So hardest day on the bike the last 2 days, really. In fact, day 2, day 3, just crazy. And then the extreme is the VBIP premiere at the Momentum Manor House. So it's been, the day starts off really hard, really tough. Merino is brutal, but I know what's waiting for me when I get back here. So there's this like contradiction in terms, but it's been amazing. Vibes been fantastic. I think Momentum just turned on the taps again, and yeah, the guys at Tankwa, just thank you so much for giving us an experience that's worth going home and talking about, and a sense of I have this medal, well, hopefully going to get it at the end of the day, and I'm really proud of having a Tankwa Trek medal.
For us, being part of an event where people are focused on activity, focused on their wealth and their health is something that we just believe makes a lot of sense for us to be part of. And just to reward people for doing that. And that's really what our brand is about. You know, yes, we'll try and, if anyone wants to join, you know, they hear about, see the brand and the association with us, we'd be happy to, you know, to chat to them. But it's not a specific thing for us. We want people to come out here, forget about all their work, all their effort, and just really enjoy their ride and have fun with generally their racing partner, or I guess some of them do it with their husbands and wives. I don't necessarily recommend that, but yeah, if they do it with their partners, just to have a real great time and enjoy their ride.
I set the pace really hard in the beginning, Marco and myself, and then I just carried on driving it really hard to just get the group down to like 2 or 3 teams. It's just easier to manage and it's less sketchy, so that also worked out. And then yeah, after we created that split, Tristan and I pretty much just sat up and just rode as safe as we could to the end, because as we know, anything can happen out there and it's super rough. So yeah, I think we played our cards well. I mean, I think it's just super unique, you know, from the rock features to like riding through like rock arches. It's just like you can't experience it anywhere else in the world. So I like to come out here quite often, Cedarburg area, this area, and it's unforgiving, but if you look around a little bit while you're racing, it is hard sometimes, but then you really realize how special it is. And yeah, really happy that this race carries on and has such a strong, you know, representation. So to eventually get it is quite cool. And yeah, to be 3 teams represented on the top 3 from South Africa, I think that shows we've really upped our game as riders, and yeah, no, we need to keep at it. Yeah, I think Tristan really showed that he's matured a hell of a lot in the last year since we've taken him on, and yeah, bright future.
Tristan Norkeer's bright future now has the backing of a Tankwa Trek title on his palmares. The Toyota Specialized team's hard work early in the day allowed them to watch as Page Eurosteel outsprinted Imbuko Type Dev to take the stage honours. Matt Beers and Tristan Norkeer crossed the line third to wrap up the 2023 overall victory, with Marco Hubert and Peter de Toy in second, ahead of Insect Science in third. The final stage was fiercely contested in the women's race too.
Yeah, today is really fast race. Really feels like too much flat, and for me it's not easy at all. But I'm happy that I'm every day my feeling is really better and better. So it was just really a beginning of the season. So my shape is not really good at all, because I must be ready. Must be in good shape before World Cup season. So it's good preparation for season, and yeah, today is really, really close fighting. Yeah, I think it's really nice, nice race, and nice to wake up your legs.
Despite the close battle, Ghost Factory Racing once again emerged victorious.
Today is by far my favorite stage. The amount of single tracks in the stage today was just a lot, and I just love it when you're busy with stones and corners and there's always something to do basically. So this was really a lot of fun. For me, the one yesterday, I loved the old stage that we once had there. It had a bit of more single track, but I can imagine that with such a big climb in it, some other riders might not be happy with it. But yeah, for me, I just love the narrow roads going down. So yeah, it was quite a cool stage race to do once again.
The flat white team won the final stage, and Ghost Factory Racing Cappuccino reigned supreme overall, completing a perfect 4 days for the squad. Toyota's Specialized general classification margin of victory was 4 minutes and 16 seconds over Imbuko Type Dev. Insect Science were third, ahead of Page Eurosteel and the Bulls Mavericks. Ghost Factory Racing Cappuccino finished 16 minutes and 2 seconds up on their flat white stablemates. KMC MTB Racing were third.
wow, man, it was some great riding, some tough riding, and then you had to fast break at times to get it through the day. So it was a good test for all of us, and hopefully, you know, people will come back next year again.
It's just an incredible experience from all angles, from the sponsors' angles, from the riders' angles, from the brands' angle, and organisers. It's just a fantastic experience.
Familiar with a lot of the Dryland events. Dryland hosts a spectacular event every time. So yeah, their hospitality is unlike any other. It's always a great event, always great vibe. A lot of familiar faces as well. So definitely, whenever you get a chance, come out, do one of these races. You'll absolutely love it.